Did you enjoy that? Do you feel like the big boss? I'm gonna let you feel like you're close. Then I'm gonna stab you.
A few moments later.
Ah!
Control point Bravo is under our control.
Oh, he's gonna do the same thing to me. Except I'm ready! Yeah! Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Game Prodigy and today we are talking about ways of leveling up in the game Enlisted. And why do you want to get XP and level up quickly in this game? Well, unlike most free-to-play games, Enlisted rewards you for being higher tier. So on other types of games, you want to stay low as long as possible. You don't want to have the big fancy stuff because you're not going against big fancy stuff. But here, you're playing 10 versus 10 against basically anyone. And so you don't want to be going into battle against these higher level people if you're really, really low level. So you want to get up in XP as quickly as possible. And there's 3 ways I have that you can do that. Number 1 is going to be by using a tank. Number 2 is going to be by using your plane more often, and we're going to talk in depth about each of them, so don't worry. And number 3 is using unique squad types in order to maximize your XP multiplier at the end of the game. So, let's talk about number 1, using the tank. And this by far is the number 1 way to get more XP per game, even if you're in a tier 1 tank. And how you do it, and if you look, what I'm doing is I'm looking for kind of a wide open area that I'm still defended by my team. So if you look on the map, I still have people around me. I want to make sure that enemy troops aren't going to be able to quickly come on my sides and throw TNT on me or be able to use their anti-tank gun, and that I'm going to be able to see enemy tanks as they come in. If you notice, I have HE loaded, and on higher tier tanks, you can actually kill other tanks with HE. You got to look at the size of the shell. On the tank I'm in right now, that's not going to be a possibility, but I'm not worried about killing tanks. Unlike planes later on, I'm worried about finding spawn points of the enemy troops or lanes where the troops are going to come in. And if you look, I found one right ahead on the left here. And you want to look, you want to be careful for people firing anti-tank guns. You want to kill them right away. And if you look, I'm firing my machine gun with spacebar, and I'm firing HE shells even when I don't see something. Because the way it works is you're going to get these assists. And this is where most of your XP comes from. Yes, a lot of your XP is going to come from machine gunning down enemy troops. But when you're firing HE at these troops and you're rattling their brains, you're getting assists. And those assists are going to stack up. At the end of this game, I want you to look. I'm not going to be the top person in this game. I'm going to be third. And the 2 people ahead of me are going to have more assists. And you want to make sure you're not super aggressive that you're going to go in and get blown up, and you're just going to be able to sit, and you want to look for TNT and move slightly forward and back if they throw it, and you just sit there and you farm troops. Number 2, planes. And specifically about planes, you want to be looking for enemy tanks. Enemy tanks provide 200 XP per kill, and with a bomber, you have the ability to quickly identify where they're at. Unlike a tank, you don't have to move around, and you're not going to be in a big, long, prolonged battle with them. If you put your bombs right next to them, or you hit them directly with rockets, then you're going to dispatch that tank, and you're going to get 200 quick XP. And what's going to feed into the next thing, if you kill a lot of troops, you're going to end up as best attacker and potentially best vehicle. That's 2 XP bonuses that you can get just while using the plane. So if you followed this advice and you did well in a tank and you did well in a plane, you're going to have those XP multipliers. But there's another one that a lot of people overlook, and that's using squad types that most people aren't going to use. So gunners, people are going to use them. Assaulters, people are going to use them. Troopers, people are probably going to use them. But like mortar men, radio operators, maybe. There's a lot of people that really like artillery. I'm not particularly fond of it, but maybe we put them in the middle. But flamethrowers, mortarmen, snipers, those are three classes that a lot of people aren't particularly using. And at the end of the game, there's a multiplier in the entire game for the best of each type of class. And if you look at the end of the game, there's some classes that don't even get a reward. So that's free XP that is left on the table. And so the best situation you can end up in is you had a great game with the tank, you did your assists, you used your plane wisely, you got a lot of plane kills, you have all of those multipliers, and then you throw in best flamethrower or best engineer or best mortarman, and that's just added bonus multipliers. So that's it. That's the best way you can get XP. If you like what you saw, be sure to check me out live. Twitch TV/Game Prodigy, as always. And until next time, keep making bad decisions. I will see you guys later. Adios.